priorities. Yes, we built a distribution channel of a company.
All right, I just cut a video, but my daggone microphone was cut off. Jesus Christ. This happens every time. It's the craziest thing I've ever had to experience. In fact, let me check and see if it's on right now. Okay, we're good. The microphone is on. Okay, the microphone is on. My microphone is on, all right? So, we want to make sure that we got to go over this one more time because my microphone was off. And it does this crap all the time. So real fast to recap, real quick.
Cuts for the wealthy and a war we were told would be quick.
So my microphone was cut off, so let me jump in here real fast. I just did 20-minute video for nothing. So we'll just recap over this real quick. We have a young lady here. She was basically sharing her views, of course, about the millionaires. And she was sharing her views about priority and why are we spending so much money on the war, and why are we spending so much money on ICE, and why are we spending so much money on the tax cuts. Okay, so I broke these things down. Let me go back over them real quick. Let me make sure my microphone is on. We're good to go. Okay, first thing down the list with the tax cuts. all week, I've been going over how important the wealthy are, because that 1% pays over 40% of the taxes, meaning that they're paying the bulk of the taxes. So when you have people that are paying the bulk of the taxes, there's a thing called incentive. You give them incentive, and those incentives are tax cuts. Because if you don't treat the wealthy well, they're going to leave. When they leave, we'll get stuck with the bill. Look what's happening in New York right now. Case closed. Secondly, we're going to deal with ICE. ICE, yes, it's imperative that we stop people that are breaking the law. It's imperative that we stop people from coming across our borders that don't belong to be here, because it's not fair to the citizens that are here, right? And not only that, they're coming across the border illegally, okay? So we have to fund that. We have to, or we're just going to have illegal people in our country, okay? I don't know no country that just lets people just swarm in there illegally. They're asking us to do that, but no other country does that either. And the secondly that she talked about was she talked about the ICE, the tax cuts, and the war. Well, with Iran, we found out recently that their missiles can reach up to Europe. Their missiles are reaching 4,000 kilometers. Okay? So if they lied about their ballistic missile program, then what's to say that they're not lying about their nuclear program? What's to say that they're not doing that? Okay? Now, you're dealing with the people that chant death to America. You're dealing with the people that do not like you. So it would suffice to not let them get a nuclear weapon. It would suffice to do that. What we're doing right now is being proactive. If you got a bunch of people down the street screaming death to your address, I would advise you do something about it before they actually act on what they're saying. Okay? So I wanted to cover that. We could definitely watch the video, but we have to get out of this idea that we're just supposed to take the rich's money and don't give them incentive, don't give them no tax cuts. Okay, we think that we're just supposed to leave illegal immigrants in America and don't put them out. Illegal ones. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about the illegal ones. And then you think that we're not supposed to protect ourselves against enemies that are trying to kill us. So there was several things wrong with this video. Several things wrong with it. Several things we had to discuss, but we'll go into the video. But I wanted to chop that back because I did a video about 20 minutes ago, 20-minute video. My damn volume wasn't on. Don't worry about it.
And necessary. Trillions of dollars later, the American people were left holding the bill. And here we go again. Did you know demand for private jets is booming after President Trump gave tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans last year? And now the president wants $200 billion more to fund an unauthorized and unacceptable war in Iran.
Unacceptable war in Iran. Unacceptable war. So, okay, look, when you got a group of people screaming death to America, you need to be proactive about that. Okay? Unnecessary war in Iran? Really? Okay.
War that is already jacking up costs from the gas pump to the grocery store. $200 billion? $200 billion. So again, let's talk choices. Let's talk priorities, because we were told there's no money for health care. So, Republicans gutted Medicaid and refused to extend Affordable Care Act tax credits. We were told there was no money to help people to put food on their table. So, Republicans passed their big ugly law cutting $186 billion from nutrition programs. And we were told no money for education.
Yo, these people over here, I'll tell you something, these people over here trying to deport millions of immigrants, okay? Probably, possibly ones that were deported from jails and brought over here. They over here is trying to search for nukes. They over here grabbing oil for our survival, and she's talking about nutrition programs. I'm not saying these things are important, but sweetie, those are not priority. There ain't gonna be no nutritious programs or no goddamn anything if they hit us with a damn nuke or something. I don't, Lord have mercy. I don't even understand how this works. Okay, nutrition programs? Sweetie, we're trying to get the immigrants out of America, the illegal ones, out of America. Okay? We're trying to stop Iran from bombing us with a nuke. And the whole Middle East. They're going to destroy the GCC and everything if they get their hands on the nuke. We're talking about keeping the millionaires safe, happy, so they can keep paying the bills to keep our cities running. And you're talking about nutritious programs? What? Why are we doing this? Okay, fine. Let Iran get the nuke. Fuck it. Let them get the nuke. All right. Let the immigrants stay here. Let them all. Bring them all back in. All right. And hell, yo, raise taxes on the wealthy, and let's focus on the nutrition programs. Bruh. I'm gonna let this play out one more time. I had more to say, but I'm kind of upset because my first video was muted, so you know, everybody's gonna have to live with this right here. I gotta go, but man.
So they cut student loan programs, and at the same time, they delivered more tax breaks at the top while everyone else falls further behind. But for war, for the wealthy, suddenly there's always money. Billions for conflict, billions for ICE, billions for billionaires. After we were told there was no money.
No, there's no money for you. Sweetie, there's no money for you. Okay, and I think that's why you're upset. Because if the money was for you, you wouldn't be complaining. Okay? Alright? Alright, they over there, listen, they over there goddamn trying to find nukes. We ain't got time to be buying Chanel purses, okay? And I'm sorry. We're not Chanel purses and Gucci purses. We ain't got time for that. We hunting for nukes, sweetie. Okay, and we trying to find illegal immigrants to get out of our country so we don't have a situation where there's sleeper cells. Okay? Alright? Tax people want tax cuts because they paying majority of the bills. No one's interested in your Chanel, baby. I know you want to get some Chanels and some Gucci. I know you want to get your hair did and all that. And I hope you get that done, but sweetie, that ain't priority right now. No. You got to cut that out. Cut that shit out. Seriously. All right, we're not doing that. We're dealing with real issues right now. Okay? Real issues. All right? We're not dealing with none of that goofy stuff. Those are goofy thoughts. Goofy thoughts.
Not to help families afford groceries, not to educate our kids, not to lower healthcare costs. That's the choice being made. Higher costs for you, bigger checks for war, more tax breaks at the top. So I asked my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, this isn't really about priorities or scarcity, is it? It's about actually your priorities. And right now, the priorities are upside down.
Yeah, she's saying they upside down right now, living in her protected home in America. You know, these people over here in America, so they disrespectful. They're entitled. This woman is living in the confinement of her home with a good job, and we have military that's keeping her safe. And yeah, she talking about they talking about it's not a priority. Their priorities upside down because these troops are keeping you safe. priorities upside down because these millionaires are paying most of the bills in the city, so they don't all fall on us and you? Huh? Or what about the illegal immigrants? Not immigrants, but illegal ones. What about them? So that means that the priorities are shifted upside down. See, that's the problem right there. That's why I had to leave the Democratic Party. I had to. And that's not to say I won't vote Democrat next, but it'll have to be somebody there that I agree with. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not married to anything, but it have to be somebody there I agree with, because we can't, you know, and I'm not taking shots at nobody. My priorities don't align with their priorities at all. Okay? First of all, home is priority. That's number one. Home is priority. Anybody that's going against home is a problem. You need to check that at the door. Okay, your family members, your team, you can check them behind closed doors. But when there's an imminent threat, you take care of family first. Okay? See, one thing I don't understand about Democrats and stuff, they got these ideas like defund the police. Right? Defund the police. And then when police run up in your damn house and crack you upside your goddamn head, then you want to call the police. Nope. Handle it yourself, man. Where your husband at? Alright? Where your son's at? Somebody got to be in there to help you. Right? So fine. No problem. We got this defund the police nonsense. Now we have stop the war, leave these people alone. First of all, sweetie, when people are making threats to you, if you're not proactive, they won't leave you alone. People don't just leave you alone in this world. Nobody just leaves you alone. I don't know what fantasy world people are living in, but people don't just leave you alone. Yeah, you ever seen the bully movies when a kid goes to school and there's a bully? You think the bully one day just leaves him alone? No, he doesn't. He got to get that bully up off of him. And sometimes, most of the times, it's through violence. You think the bully just going to have a heart-to-heart moment and say, oh, what I'm doing is wrong. I'm not going to hurt this kid no more. No, that's not how humans work, sadly to say. So we want to we want to cancel out that. I don't have these views, man. And I'm not saying that I have to agree or disagree with everybody is saying, but you're not going to convince me that home is not priority. You're not going to convince me it's okay for millions of people to sneak and break into our country. And you're damn sure not going to convince me that that millionaires and wealthy people are supposed to pay all these damn taxes without no incentive. I don't know what she thinks she's doing here, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work. All right. And one more thing is important too. I'm gonna say this before I end the stream. You know, it baffles my mind on how hypocritical we can be, humans as humans, all of us. In one breath, we'll say that we don't like our president because he's a criminal. But yet illegal immigrants are also criminals because they broke into a country that does not want them here. You have illegal immigrants. So breaking the law is cool when it supports our narrative. But then breaking the law becomes a problem when it no longer supports our narrative. So we pick and choose when and who can break the law. We like you, you can break the law. If we don't like you, we're going to keep bringing it up that you broke the law. So we got people mad at Donald Trump because he broke the law. But yet they're supporting millions of people breaking the law, which is illegal immigrants. This is why I don't take anything these people say seriously. God bless them. I love them. But I don't take it seriously. If anything, it can be quite irritating, but I don't take it seriously because I know that they're just talking in circles. Sometimes with people, man, you just have to let them just get out how they feel. And that's fine. We have to do that. But the problem becomes that now they start mixing how they feel with actual facts. And that's where things can get a little bit confusing. Okay? You got millions of people breaking the law every time they come into this country illegally. That's okay. Let's support them even though they're breaking the law. But then, oh, Lord beholds, we have Donald Trump. Oh, he broke the law. He's breaking the law. He's a felon. I didn't know you had a problem with people breaking the law, especially if you're supporting millions of them that's doing it. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe they're not thinking enough. Who knows? But I don't see the I don't even see the common sense in what's being said here. Donald Trump broke the law. He's breaking the law. He's a criminal. But yet, you're supporting millions of criminals that are coming across our border illegally. You see? So, I'm going to tell you guys out there, anytime you get into conversations like this, you know what? Easier said than done. Try not to engage in it because these people will have you talking in circles. And if you listen, and the worst thing about being wrong is being strong and wrong. It's like, damn, really? But I do wish we could have these conversations more so we can get to the bottom of it. But my fear is that most people don't really want to get to the bottom of it. I think people are just mad and they enjoy being mad. So I think some people enjoy being mad. I've never enjoyed being mad. You know, bad shit happens when I get mad. I never enjoyed it. But some people just like being mad. I don't know. I have no idea. You're lucky I wasn't your president. I let them bomb your ass just so you can realize how important the military is. I let them bomb your ass. I was like, yo, go have at it. Yup. Just so you can realize how good you have it in America. How great your military is. Yup. Some of y'all just need to be fucking bombed. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta lose something before you can know how gracious it was. This beautiful country we live in with all our freedoms. And every time these people get a chance, they want to stand up and talk bad about it. Fine then. You can either get out or, hope the bombs come. Hope your whole city gets leveled. So you can realize how peace and wonderful it was living in America. Ungrateful people. Maybe you need to go to Iran for about 2-3 years. See how they treat you over there. Go to Russia. You saw what they was going to do with that basketball player, Brittany Henner, I think that's her name. That girl's about to get 11 years for that damn gram of weed. Yeah, y'all get to do all type of shit over here that y'all can't do in other countries. And yet, we still have room to get on here and complain. You know? Mm-hmm. Especially with the defund the police thing. Well, I would have loved that shit. They was talking about defund the police. The worst neighborhoods. They don't understand human pathology. I'd have defunded the police. I'd have had all them crazy ass YNs running over there. They'd have been breaking in your home, stealing shit, and you'd have been look at Chicago and New York. Trump comes in off the bet, bruh. He says, "Yo, I'm about to put the wall up." All y'all start screaming and yelling like little children. Then they start complaining about the sanctuary cities when all the damn immigrants got here, illegal ones, of course. Then they had a problem with that. So black people are known for making dumb decisions. They just are. Call a spade a spade. All right, and it's not our fault, you know. I mean, well, it is. We gotta take some accountability for it. But understand something that we kind of behind on the literate scale. Mind you, we couldn't even read a book for hundreds of years. Everybody's before us. You know, we're a little bit behind on the common literacy. I can understand how we can have no comprehension when it comes to these things. I get it. I understand. You know, you got people, this man said he wanted to build a wall to keep the immigrants out. Y'all was like, oh, that's racist. Then all the blacks in Chicago started complaining when all the immigrants started hitting their city. Okay, don't take what black folks say, don't take too seriously. They don't think shit through. They don't. That's why we're in a position that we still in to this very day. And this is myself included. I'm talking about it as a collective. Of course, every black person isn't like this. I'm just speaking as a collective. But that's just what it is. We don't think shit through. We don't know what the hell we doing. We still trying to figure this shit out. Okay? Seriously. You got people over that thing fighting for Iran. They don't even know that you... Yo, if you guys even knew your history about the trans-Saharan slave trade, you wouldn't even be out there busting your back trying to go hard for Iran. I'm not saying you gotta hate these people, but damn it, you ain't gotta fucking, jump in front of the bus either. It's just best to just keep your mouth shut. Just going about your business. You don't have to speak on everything, especially things that don't serve you. So, anyway, we're gonna cut that video short. And life is good. Life is good.